family, so I have some messages to talk about. So I have 3 talking points that kind of go into each other, so I'm going to use them all together. So this is going to be talking about spiritual confusion, grounding, and clarity. So, spiritual confusion. Sometimes you may get messages and you cannot really get the clear message of it, or sometimes you may have a message that comes through and it kind of confuses you, which is most likely a lower level spirit or an elevated spirit. And sometimes you'll have your own message and you'll be unclear yourself. So with that, let me start with you not being unclear yourself, where you get all these random messages and stuff like that. Sometimes, of course, you will have to cleanse yourself, things like that. If you could sometimes go into maybe a psychosis type thing. Be careful with that too, because sometimes this is where grounding come in. You need to get yourself grounded, find something to ground yourself, whether it's spiritual music, Gregorian chants, things like that, meditations. I do recommend when you do grounding, say you go into a psychosis type moment, I do recommend stepping back from the spiritual practices a little bit. Still find something to ground yourself, find mundane things, get you back on track, especially if you're dealing with a psychosis type situation, because that can be really hard to come from, and it just cause you a spirit of anxiety and things like that. So that could be coming from a lower level of spirit, maybe because you're awakening and your third eye is awakening a little bit, and you're learning how to deal with it. And sometimes people don't know how to deal with it, so they go into psychosis, because then they get all these messages. Some of them could be true, some of them could be lower level vibrations, energies, things like that, depending on what you're going through, feeding off your spheres and trying to feed you those spheres. So sometimes you might have to step away for sometimes months to get yourself back, and then you try to talk to yourself into this is not true, this is you gotta snap back. So step away a little bit, step away. You can still do your prayers, you can still do different things, but don't engulf yourself in spirituality the whole time. Once you get it under control a little bit, then you can step back and then slowly do more and more and more. But then you may still get those anxiety type feelings from the spirit of anxiety. So you have to eventually you'll learn that is a negative, well, I don't want to say negative, but a lower level vibrational spirit feeding off of your negativity, feeding off of your energy when you have fear. So let's get down to clarity. So I recommend stepping back, stepping away, finding something to ground yourself, finding something to give you peace, and also being aware and staying the mundane reasons first until you can get that clarity. To get the clarity, of course, meditation, but also ask your spiritual guides, your Lawa, your saints, your angels, your orishas, your ancestors, whatever it is that you practice. Talk to them and ask them for guidance, and ask them to give you or put in your path a way for you to get clarity, and you'll get it. Also, if they cannot give you the message, if you cannot get the messages directly, sometimes and it's not coming out clear, they'll put something in your, a song might have a phrase that's your answer. Oh, I'm going too long, so this is going to have to be a regular video. It's not a short. A song may give you your answer, or a what else? They'll put a person in your path. Something will pop up on your phone. Just different mundane ways until you start developing your clarity in whatever your sense is, or whatever your clairs may be, and then your ancestors and your spiritual team will give you suggestions of ways. And sometimes it might be multiple things, but they'll give it to you bits and pieces until it opens up more. But even with that, I suggest always keep your grounding techniques, step away, because while you're third eye and stuff is opening, you can slowly creep back into psychosis. So you have to, so it's like a lot of learning, a lot of developing, and a lot of people don't have spiritual teachers at the time to kind of teach them these things. So you have to be mentally strong. Try to keep your mental strong. So you know, ask for that, and you know, because if you're not careful, you can go into a psychosis moment, and it's not fun. It's not nice. It's very it's just it can be crazy. So I'm gonna end the video here. This video, of course, was on spiritual confusion, on grounding and clarity. And since they kind of fell hand in hand, I got those messages later, like different points of time when I went through my notes and I was ready to do my video. I was like, okay, these can be lumped into one video. So I am the Ancestral Priestess. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Till next time, stay blessed. And I'll probably make like a short clip for a short, so that way people can kind of be guided to this video. Like,